All right, so I've talked a little bit about this idea of that if you want to build an audience in the realm of ideas, you need a platform, and that's going to be something like a blog, a podcast, a series of essays, it can be a YouTube channel. But one of the things I really highly encourage you to do once you've established your platform is create core content. So you can think of most of what you're producing are little pieces, how to think about this kind of sub-issue in your topic, or what to make of the latest news story. But your core content is going to be the thing that gives people a really in-depth overview of how you think about an issue and what your position is. And just think about from the perspective of a new audience member, right? Let's say they encounter you on Twitter, they encounter one of your podcasts, or they hear you in an interview. They're going to want to know, what's this guy or girl all about? And so your core content is what's really going to educate them. So, I'm doing a lot of different things right now. I'm writing essays, I'm creating these short videos, I'm doing my podcast, but the core content, the thing that's going to introduce people to what it is I'm really doing and what it is I'm really about, is my Persuasion Mastery course, where, I spend several hours going in depth into how I think about persuasive communication. And so I highly encourage you to develop your core content as soon as possible. And it can be a course, it can be a book, it can be a manifesto or a long essay. It can really be anything as long as you're giving an overview. And it doesn't mean a brain dump like every thought you've ever had on it, but it's the core system of how you approach these issues. It lets people know, like, this is my unique take in this universe. And so, like, a good way to start, if you don't have a fully worked out system, is build to it. So if you're doing a blog, for instance, one of the things you would be thinking about is, I want to write blog posts that are going to help me work out all the pieces of what will ultimately become my core content. Now, I highly suggest not just, like, if you don't already have your system worked out and you're not ready to develop your core content, don't go into a room somewhere for 3 years. Like, start creating right away, start building your audience, but have one eye on, okay, I want to develop core content as quickly as possible. Now, some core content can be paid for, like you can have a paid for course, or you can have a book that's for sale. But in those cases, I'm really recommending distilling it into a free version so that people who have not encountered you before can get to know you. And so, for instance, when Yaron Brook and I wrote our book Equals Unfair, one of the things we did is we wrote a shorter essay that was really taken from the book called Turning the Tables on the Inequality Alarmists. So people could say, okay, this is what these guys are about, this is their unique thing that they have to say, and then hopefully they would go on to read the book. So decide on your core content, get it out there, and send it to me because I'm really eager to see it. Good luck.